Hey guys, and welcome back to another Woodbrew video. This week we are continuing on with the Lululemon build series. In this video we are building the front counter wall backdrop, and if you want to check out all of the videos we made during this series, you can check the link in the description.
Big shout out to Inventables for sponsoring this week's video again, and if you haven't already, check the link in the description below to see their products, especially if you are thinking about or have a woodworking business. It has changed the game for us and been able to get us so many more clients that we didn't think we'd get before, and made us so much more money. So check the link in the description below if you're interested in seeing their machine, and let's get started. Quickly before we start, I just saw a new backdrop. This is actually a brand new shop. If you haven't seen the video about why we had to move out of the old shop, link in the description below. But I want to give you guys a sneak preview before this video comes out, which is coming out very, very soon. Now let's get started with the build.
Starting off with the base, we already cut out a 4x4-ish piece of OSB. Then we added some angles to add a visual interest. We didn't really like the first angle because it felt too angled, so we straightened it out just a bit.
After so many decisions on angles, I think we finally found one that works.
We cut out two more the same way and then doubled up for the outside sides. This counter is built in two halves because it's so large, so we will have two separate cabinets that will get pushed together later. Next, we cut out our shelves and started painting those, as well as the top of the counter.
This is the last stuff to get painted on, what day is it? This is the last stuff to get painted on day 3 tomorrow. These will get epoxy coated, and then the entire front counter is going to get assembled.
Something about this process is so satisfying but also so nerve-wracking. You only have one shot and a little amount of time to get the epoxy in the places you need it. With the epoxy, we did two separate coats. The first one was just a fill coat to get into all the pits and holes. For that, we just spread it out with a rubber squeegee and let it sit for 4 hours. Then we came back with a second coat, and that was a flood coat where we let the epoxy run off the sides, and it made everything flat, smooth, and like really shiny. Remember to always get the bubbles out. Next, we needed small strips behind where the shelves will be so we could nail and screw into. So on every single side, we had to get those on. While the epoxy was still drying, we went ahead and assembled everything so that all was left was putting the top on and adding a clear coat. These shelves are going to be great to display the smaller items. I can already see all the super cute water bottles and little bags inside that I know I'm going to need. We decided to add some 2x4 stretchers across the cabinet to add some strength, keep the top from sagging, and it also gave us a place to screw the top into from underneath. So if you can picture, this is the left cabinet. That's why we are doubling up on the left side to add more strength. The right side of this cabinet only has a single sheet because when the two cabinets get pushed together, then they will be doubled up. This sheet that we are putting up now is basically the kick plate. The shelves will be going right above this one. One last piece to cut, and that is the face frame. We need to cut out 2 openings for the shelves, and this is Dylan's creative way of doing it. Only try this method if you are more than comfortable doing it. It can get a little tricky. Now on to clear coating everything. To get the epoxy to be more of a matte finish, we sanded it just a bit and then used a water-based polyurethane to add some durability. Attaching the top was super simple. We drove in screws from underneath through the 2x4s and it was nice and secure. We made the top a little oversized so we could make it the perfect fit. After attaching it, we went around the counter with a router and made the top flush to all sides. We decided to add a piece of angled aluminum to the backside so that if someone were to lean against it, the wood wouldn't pull at their clothes.
Houston, we got a problem.
Good going. So it is 7:45 and we've got one piece of the counter in the back of the truck and we're off to deliver it right now. After making 2 trips, we finally got both pieces moved over to the store and it worked out perfectly. We, as well as everyone else, are so happy with how it turned out. That is 1 project out of 4 complete. Next up, this wall turned from this to this. And here's how.
We were just laying these out to do the hexagon table and discovered the coolest possible pattern ever.
I think we're gonna do this on the backdrop of the wall.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Our X-Carve machine acted in as a third person and helped us cut out all the 1/2-inch OSB hexagons we needed for the wall. While the machine was working, Dylan was cutting out more by hand and I was sanding them as they came off the machine. Then we got out a pan and a paint roller and rolled on some satin polyacrylic to every single one. After those got a second coat and were dry, we went to the store to install. Our Bosch laser level came in so handy for this project, highly recommend. We added some liquid nails to the back so the wood would stick to the wall while we could adjust where they needed to go before nailing and just to help it adhere to the wall better. These went on so fast with them all being the same size and a geometric shape, and before putting them up, we laid them across the floor to a shape we liked best. We did have to cut around a couple of things like the vent and a couple of outlets, but no problem at all. That was it for the wood part. Now back to the shop to cut out the logo out of Hdpe plastic, which took about 30 minutes for the letters and about the same for the logo. Thanks again to Inventables for sponsoring this video. Their X-Carve machine has helped us in so many ways. We've gotten projects like these done so much faster. It has opened a whole new world of projects and creativity. It's also landed us client builds for businesses for their marketing, branding inside their space, and of course this huge build out. There's a link in the description for more information on this X-Carve and to their free online based software that anyone can use. Thank you, Inventables. Pretty straight to me. Again, before nailing this up, we laid them on the ground to find the correct spacing and what letter needed to be in the middle. We first just added 1 nail so it wouldn't be difficult to pull off if something didn't end up right, but we got lucky and only had to pull off 1 letter to move it the slightest bit. We also had to move up the logo just a hair and we were good to go. We love how both the counter and the wall turned out, kind of obsessed actually. Thanks again to Inventables for sponsoring this video and helping us out getting all of these projects done so quickly. Thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed and we will see you in the next one.